everybody! Welcome to NU 1900s. I am Raven and I will be your host, aka your best friend for today's episode. Today we are so excited because we are going to be talking about something that matters to you, that matters to me, something that we all feel, something that is so relevant, but we just struggle to have a grasp on what it really is, how it works, and why it's valid. But today we are going to be uncovering that, so sit back, relax, and enjoy as we make our kwentuhan with you guys. Of course, we are going to be joined by our guests today, professionals that will really help us to understand what we feel and why it's really normal and how it's valid to feel that way. So, drum roll please. Welcome to the podcast, Ma'am Belle and Ma'am Rita. Would you like to say hi to our viewers and say a little bit of introduction about yourself?
Hi, I'm Rita Aringo, the program chair for psychology department in National University. Aside from the administrative work, I also do teaching psychology courses and counseling if needed.
Hello everyone. So I'm Maria Hannibal Picencio. I'm the senior supervisor of the Guidance Services Office in NU Manila, and also I am a registered guidance counselor and a licensed professional teacher as well.
Wow, we are so blessed to have you on this podcast. Thank you so much for being here. I am sure that at the end of this episode, we will learn a lot from you. Pero I'm just so curious po, no, ma'am. So in your time, why did you choose to pursue this path? I mean, I'm sure hindi pa siya ganun kaingay during your time kasi parang umigay lang talaga yung psychology, after the pandemic, which is super nice because we get to really understand and normalize our feelings. But during your time po, no, what made you choose psychology? Is it something na parang pinangarap nyo talaga nung bata kayo? Or parang when you were in college, parang, sige, ito, choose ko na to, wala na akong choice. Ganun ba yun? Or parang you had like a story talaga to back that up?
Actually, it's not a big story, but because I am a library goer, I just encountered a book, Psychology. So that's when I started getting some interest about psychology.
Wow, it's really interesting.
Yeah. Yung akin naman actually, I was planning to take architecture before kasi mahilig talaga ako sa arts. Kaya lang, when I was in second year high school, one of our guidance counselors, alam ko, umiiyak ako that time. Tapos, nung time na yon, siya lang yung nakapagpatahan sa akin. So, parang sabi ko, I want to be like her. Na someone na makakapagpatahan lang if ever you're feeling not okay, ganyan. So, since then, I started asking kung ano yung program na kailangan if you're going to be a guidance counselor in the long run. So, yun. Nung binanggit sa akin nung bagong counselor namin yun, psychology yung tinake niya, that's the time I targeted that program already. So, doon na talaga siya. Bali, yun na yung track na tinarget ko ever since, yun sa counseling.
That's very inspiring, no? It's very interesting din. Parang gusto ko rin yung story na yun na parang nagbasa lang ako ng book tapos this is what I want to pursue in my life. I want to be a psychologist. That's really... Pero I'm sure po, no, yung time nyo and yung time namin, the time namin. Obvious naman po sa colors ng suit ko, very kikay-kikay. Pero what was the difference between the perception of psychology in your time and in our time ngayon? Na parang you're teaching now, is there a huge difference na parang mas better ba ngayon on how people look at psychology or parang it was better during your time? I really want to know.
There is a huge difference because during my time, when you are choosing psychology as a career, it's like a medicine. It's like you already pursuing that profession. And then, parang feeling ko pag aloof ang mga tao kapag psychology major ka. Pati yung mga classmates mo, mga kabatchmates mo, yan kasi psych major yan. Mga ganun. Unlike today, very open na mga Gen Zs, mga, they are into mental health and they're really conscious. Gusto nilang malaman kung ano yung meron sa psychology to the point na gusto talaga nilang mag-pursue ng program.
That's true po, ma'am, no? Kasi parang ngayon, I'm sorry for the word, pero sobrang patay na talaga sa slots ng psychology. Parang it's so hard to get in kasi everyone also wants to pursue the path, which is so beautiful. But at the same time, you see talaga the shift po, no? Na ngayon talaga, youth are very open na.
Actually, on my end naman, totoo yung before na sinasabi nila if you're taking psychology, ang tanong talaga nila, sige nga, mababasa mo ba yung utak ko. Ganon. Ang dami talagang ganon before during our time. Pero right now kasi it's not about that talaga. Kumbaga people understand more about mental health na it's also part of the, kumbaga parang you have to take care of that as well. Hindi lang yung physical health mo. So, before, bawal kasi kami maging mahina. So, as much as possible, parang talagang hindi ganon katanggap sa psychology. Na kapag nag-take ka, more on reading minds lang siya. Pero right now kasi since everyone is aware of mental health at the same time how they have to take care of it, mas tanggap na siya ng society. So yun, katulad ng sinabi mo kanina, patayan sa slots, no? Sa amin before, actually, 2 lang ang section po. No? Hirap pa na, I went on 3 years studying psychology. Tapos ngayon, parang meron yatang klase sa psych department na umabot ng 17 first year. 17 sections po, no? 15?
Adod Mambel. Actually, yun yung target. Oo. Pero sabi namin, hindi namin kaya with the manpower. So, i-reduce natin ng hanggang 13 lang ha. Pero yun yung plano, hanggang 20 sections.
That's a great problem. Parang a blessing.
Yes.
Parang that's the target. And talaga wanting to choose psychology. Pero just going back po to your answer, no? Dati parang it's a weakness when we talk about our emotions. Parang dati when we show the world or show other people our vulnerable side, they think na parang it's a weakness. You feel that way, hindi ka pala strong eh. Ang hina-hina mo pala. Dapat di ganyan sa buhay. Dapat usually kasi yun talaga yung tutor. Dapat malakas ka. Dapat hindi mo dapat nararamdaman yan. Pero in today's era po talaga, no, why do you still think na other people still thinks na having mental problems or you not being okay is a sign of weakness?
Actually, it's not a sign of weakness. Even us, pero din kami mga ganyang struggles. And if you acknowledge it, alam mo na meron kang ganong experience, it's a proactive step because you're doing something to solve it. Even the most successful people, the wealthiest ones, kahit sila meron din silang mga mental struggles. So, ang dapat nating isipin, meron tayong a way on how to acknowledge it, when to acknowledge it, and then you need to, huwag tayong magpa-consult agad kasi part lang talaga naman ng buhay yun. Gaya ngayon, they are into self-care, di ba? Gusto nilang yung word na yan ng self-care. So, at least alam nila na bakit may self-care kasi darating yung mental struggle.
Right. And there's this famous question na kami, parang may rin to na bangit rin to one time sa isang beauty pageant. When is it okay not to be okay? When is it not okay to not be okay? So, that's the question. When is it not okay to not be okay?
Actually, it's okay talaga. Kumbaga wala siyang time, wala siyang kumbaga date na kung kailan ka dapat hindi maging okay or maging okay. Technically, it's really okay if you're not okay. Kasi mas okay yan kasi katulad nga na sabi ni Ma'am Rita, no, you are acknowledging your emotions. You are knowing yourself better. You are aware of who you are. Alam mo kung kailan ka hindi nagiging okay. At the same time, hindi kung kailan ka rin okay. So, ang pinakamaganda doon, if you are aware of whatever you're feeling, if you're not feeling that good or medyo okay ka naman right now, ang maganda doon, you will be able to do something about it. Kumbaga, nagkakaroon ka ng ways on how you can actually cope up with your situation and at the same time, you know how you can take care of yourself better. Kasi alam mo kung paano mo siya, kumbaga aware ka kung paano mo siya aalagaan ng sarili mo especially.
And are all emotions meant to be validated? Or dapat ba pumili lang tayo ng emotions na mga magaganda? Kasi sabi nila, don't dwell on your emotions na kapag kasi kaya doon nade-depress. But it's really, should we just really pick and choose sa emotion na gusto natin i-entertain? Or should we acknowledge everything and have the consequences of not being okay?
I think the question is how to respond to the situations. Kasi ang gusto nating i-avoid yung impulsive yung ating emotional reaction and impulsivity. Once you, for example, you acknowledge that you are irritated or angry, okay, for a certain matter, you know that it is in you. And somehow, you can readily prepare yourself. Yun yung tinatawag natin preparation. Kasi kapag dinismiss mo yon and then feeling mo wala kang nararamdaman, ang hirap naman nun, di ba? Doon siya nagpa-pile up. Doon siya, kumbaga pag inipon mo yun, hindi mo na-address yung mga Concerns like, may need ka pala for acceptance pero hindi mo siya ina-address. May need ka pala for recognition, hindi mo siya ina-address. Feeling mo na na-abandon ka, na-reject ka. So hanggang sa hindi mo nire-recognize, baka mamaya bigla ka na lang, di ba? Gusto i-trigger, mga ganyan na sinasabi nila.
Mga trigger. That's so true. So you've been counseling Miss Mambel, no, students. What are the most common problems that we face sa experience?
Experience ko, actually, iba-iba siya. Pero since we are in the nasa school, mas marami talagang mga students na ang concern right now is yung academics, especially after pandemic. Kasi medyo nag-fast-paced tayo right now. So, aside from that, mayroon pang transition from the pandemic until now, na hanggang ngayon, ganun pa rin yung nangyari. Parang, although mas okay na tayo ngayon, unlike nung, kumaga mas stable na during this time, before talaga, as in nung pagpasok ng, pwede na ulit mag face-to-face classes, doon talaga sobrang dami na academics na yun yung nagiging problems nila. At the same time, adjustment, yes. Adjustment with the academics, ganyan. Kasi di ba pagka online, sanay tayo na nagre-review, magkakasama tayo. I mean, ikaw lang mag-isa sa bahay, flexible ka. Pero right now, you have to go to school. At the same time, yung time mo for transportation, nandun na rin. So, how would you handle that time na iba-iba talaga yung, kumbaga, ang laki ng difference na during the time that you are just at home. Tapos, you have to study in front of, magkakasama kayong as a group, ganyan. And plus talaga is, kumbaga, wala kang solo moments during that time. Unlike nung pandemic na you are alone, you are studying alone. Ngayon kasi sobrang dami yung tinuturuan sa isang classroom. So, yung adjustment period talaga, medyo, yun yung isa sa mga usual na nagiging concerns ng mga students. Kumbaga, paano kami nag-a-adjust right now. Yun.
Okay, we're talking about concerns ng mga students, problems, issues. I have a question po for the both of you na naman, sorry. Pero, when tough times come, kapag sobra, parang feeling mo na parang, shucks, hindi ko talaga kaya. Parang, ang bigat nito, parang ang unfair, parang when you look around, parang mas mabigat yung dala-dala compare sa kanila. Personally, sa inyo pong dalawa, how do you handle that? Do you have personal affirmations when you wake up? Hi, beautiful. How are you doing, beautiful? Ganun ba? Or parang, you tell yourself na parang mga serious talaga na parang hindi kaya mo to push. How do you cope with when things get extra tough? Yung parang ang bigat-bigat na.
Kung pinaka number one no, na way to deal with that ay play music. Parang yun ang pinakamabilis sa akin.
So true.
Yes.
The power of music.
Ng mood, nag-shift yung mood mo talaga. So, music is my partner in times na meron talagang problems. For example, sa office, na rin yung ginobombard ka ng mga problems ng new students. It's okay because that is part of my job. Actually, ganun kami nag-work ni Ma'am Bell. Talking about grades, no? Yung grades is just a grade, pero marami pa na siyang manifestations. Marami siyang story behind the grades. For example, yung grades yung mababa. And then you eventually ask, what went wrong? Kasi matatalino naman yung mga yan, lalo na yung mga masusurprise ka na, they are intelligent, and how come they're not performing? So you begin to ask, they begin to share stories. Hindi mo na-notice mo, they have problems at home, they have crises about themselves, they have issues with their boyfriends, they have issues with their friends, and then nabully na pala sila, may mga gano'n. So, super diverse. So, the moment na may papasok na student sa'yo, nako, kailangan i-ready mo na yung sarili mo. So, one way to do that, para ako naman, ready ako, may emotional check-in. Sabi ko, how I'm going to behave today, ano kaya yung emotion ko, at the previous day, medyo fatigue. Eto na naman, kasi hindi pwedeng sabihin, leave mo na, off mo na, lalo na kapag kailangan ka naman students, post-midterm yun. So, that's how I do it, emotional check-ins, aside from
emotional check-ins. That's how you handle tough times.
Yeah.
Ikaw po, Miss. On my end naman kasi, I love people. So,
that's so sweet. That's the sweetest thing I've heard. I
love people. So, akin, kapag I'm not really feeling okay, I cannot be alone. So, as much as possible, I go out with my friends, with my family. At the same time, especially yung mga students ko. Kasi I'm handling their facilitators as well, yung NDPR facilitators sa school, who are also up there to assist din yung mga kapwa nila students. So, mga mental health candidates sila. We usually go out, kakain, para lang maging okay, marang ganun. And then we do parang yung simple kasing tawanan with them, with these people, especially with your lahat, ganyan yung tatay ko, yung mga brothers ko, ganyan, magtatawanan na kami, maglolokohan na kami. It feels yung bigat ng pakiramdam kapag hindi ka okay, you feel better.
That's so true.
Connecting.
That's so true. Kasi parang ngayon, parang ako sa perspective ko as a Gen Z, kapag we're so used to being alone, maybe because of social media also. So we feel like meron pa rin kaming companions, no? We have like ChatGPT, for example. Sometimes we vent our emotions to ChatGPT. Sorry naman kung guilty ako. Like, so, and sometimes we get used to being alone, and sometimes we think it's okay. Ako, I used to say na parang I love being alone. Pero kasi this year has been really tough talaga, and I started to want people to be around me because I realized na, okay, maybe I like being alone, maybe I'm okay with being alone, but there are times na you really are gonna need people who will be with you, even yung parang tahimik lang kayo, pero alam mong may comfort knowing na andyan sila. So, that's also one thing that I learned, that just because you like being alone doesn't mean it will always work for you. Sometimes it's okay to admit na you also need people around you and affection and people that will also lift you up. So, yeah.
Even kailangan mo mag-detox kasi baka mamay magkaroon ka ng development kay ChatGPT ng para-social, diba? Yan yung danger dyan eh. Kasi feeling mo talaga parang human si ChatGPT.
It's social, but when
It's a relationship na na-establish mo with ChatGPT. So, mamaya feeling mo close na kayo. Feeling mo siya ay human being talaga. But it's not. So, kailangan mong mag-detox, kailangan mong, ano bang tawag dyan, meron kang screen time, intentional na screen time.
That's so true. I'll take note of that. Guys, we should all take note of that, okay?
Andito naman kami.
Dito naman kayo.
Pwede
We'll
kayo
go to you.
Yes.
That's really true and accurate po talaga, no, Ma'am Rita. Honestly kasi, in Palawan, I'm from Palawan, so I'm like a province girl. And hindi talaga uso sa amin ng AI because we're more written. But when I came to the city, actually, very recent ko lang na-discover AI. Which is a bit nakakahiya. Pero, recent ko siya na-discover. Pero, my friends were telling me talaga to try it. And it was a good that daw talaga, emotional escape from everything. And I did try it. And it gave me a satisfaction knowing na parang nagkaroon ako ng technology friend where I can vent out my emotions, which I've been doing the past few weeks. So, what do you, is that a bad thing, or what are the consequences of us youth or Gen Z venting out on AIs instead of real persons or real people?
Yeah. Actually, on my end kasi, we were actually talking about it, yung mga co-counselors ko outside. So, we were discussing about the AI. So, ano yung difference niya sa totoong counselor at the same time sa AI nga. So, what we tried talking to the AI as well, na parang may mga certain questions kami na mga binibigay and all. And then, in the long run, talagang hindi niya nahihit yung emotional satisfaction ng isang tao talaga. So, parang siguro, oo, yung company is there. Pero when you try understanding yung mga sagot ni AI sa inyo, hindi pa rin siya talaga kaya ng AI personal. Yeah, oo. Hindi siya talaga yung parang katulad ng kapag sa therapist ka or sa counselor ka makikipag-usap, they could dig deeper pa dun sa concern na meron ng isang tao. Unlike kapag kay AI, automatic, ito yung sagot ko, pero we're not really digging deeper dun sa kung ano talaga yung nangyayari sa isang tao. So, that's what we saw nung time na yon na we're trying it. So, kaya medyo nakahinga pa kami ng maluwag nun eh. Kasi diba, oo, kasi meron sinabi, pag AI, baka mapalitan na and all. And yun, medyo, hopefully, no, na still we are working deeper pa when it comes to emotions and hindi pa siya talaga kayang palitan ni AI. So, siguro yung comfort lang ni AI yung nabibigay dahil nga may kausap. Yes. But still, there's a big difference. Yun. Katulad nga sinabi ko kanina, I love people. So, iba talaga ang nabibigay kapag totoong tao yung pausap mo rather than the technology.
And I have a question. Is this also how psychology works? Pero in AIs kasi, the past 3 weeks that I've been like trying to communicate with AI, napansin ko, it's giving responses that will make you happy, not responses that you need. Responses that will just validate you no matter the things that you say sa AI. It will just say na I understand you, I'm here for you. But yeah, it's really about being on your team rather than correcting you. What was wrong? What went wrong? So what should I do? So it's more of what you want to hear. Is that also how psychology works, or no?
Actually, on us sa part namin, parang you have to know as well. Kumbaga, hindi lang pwedeng isa lang yung nakikita mo. Kumbaga, hindi pwedeng yung isang side lang yung nakikita mo. What if there are, sabihin na natin, dun sa story na yon there are 5 people. Tapos, AI would answer all what they want to hear. Pero, ang nangyayari, it could cause conflict in the long run.
That's so true.
Oo. So, mas maigi pa na talagang yung tao, or when I, personally, as a counselor, kumbaga parang we really move into the different sabihin na nating sides. Ito yung possible, ito yung pwedeng mangyari pa, baka may isa pa. Kumbaga, we always have different plans. Plan A, plan B, plan C, depends on you. So, hindi ka lang, kumbaga, titingin sa isang side. Kasi, it can cause conflict in the long run.
That's true. And iba talaga kapag human connection, no? And I've tried this kasi I'm also in church and we have leaders. And I tried opening up to one of the leaders, my leader. And I really saw the difference. I mean, when I compare it to parang pag ako one-sided lang with AI, na parang, okay, this is what they're telling me. Okay, pero kapag, there's actually a person who's listening to you and, can give you answers that you need, it's also really different.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
At quick niyang mag-respond. Oo. Makikita mo na hindi na process. Bakit ang bilis niyang sumagot? Based on what you gave doon sa conversation. Kasi lang naman yung data na binabasa niya. Diba? Sa tatawagin pa niya, hello Raven, what I can do for you today. Then may sagot siya kaagad, iba. So it's highly structured. But yung depth of emotion, wala doon. When you give a lot of problems already, lalo na kapag medyo komplikado, yung bibigay mo. Kasi we do also experiments. I-study din kasi ng mga students namin yan. Part of their research and thesis.
That's really interesting. Yeah, because I feel like one misconception about AI right now is that I'm not sure pero sa field namin in communication, parang hindi kasi talaga kami allowed to use AI. So, hindi talaga namin nagamit yung AI masyado for academics, rather emotional bent. So, doon na talaga yung, hindi na talaga siya problem of sa academics or, having AI to do things for you, but a problem of you being emotionally attached to the tool na. Hindi na siya just purely work or school. It's emotional na. And I think it's also important to spot that, it can be dangerous. And since we're talking about AIs not, still, cannot be able to replace human connection, I think it's also safe to say that AI cannot heal you on whatever scar there is, bandages in your emotional well-being. Sure, it can be a technology that can listen to you and you feel like you're not alone, but it can really not heal you. Now, I have a question about healing. Let's focus on healing naman po, no? Healing is such a beautiful word. It's a beautiful word. It's a dream to many, especially those who have experienced so much in life na parang feeling nila healing is unattainable or is a luxury. Healing is, again, a beautiful word. It's a pretty word, but sometimes there can be a lot of misconception about healing. And parang minsan kasi, because of social media na rin, we think healing can only come in one form. Kung paano nag-work sa kanya, dapat ganun din nag-work sa akin. And it can come from comparison, when you open social media, Instagram, you're gonna be like, oh, bakit she's doing okay na, dapat siguro I'm not feeling this way, dapat siguro nakatayo na ako, dapat wala na ako sa ganito, bakit siya okay na, why is she experiencing these things, these successes, I should be like that too, I shouldn't be here. And we get too hard on ourselves. And I think that us Gen Z is also victims of that. We are very guilty of putting healing in a pedestal na dapat ma-attain ko to in this certain way. But my question is, they say that healing is a process and it's not a race. What role does patience play, self-patience with yourself in healing? What role does it play? Kailangan ba talaga we're patient with ourselves when it comes to healing? Or pwede bang ibang way na lang? Kasi parang sa mundo natin ngayon, we're running into something, parang competition lahat. She has a new car, I should have my new car too. Meron na siyang family, dapat may family na rin ako. May boyfriend na siya, dapat ako meron na rin. Bakit siya may ganyan, bakit ako wala? It's now a race. It's always a race. So, Pwede bang in this day of age, iba, wag na lang, anything but patience, or this patience with yourself really play a vital role?
That's a tough question. Maybe coming from your viewpoint, no, the healing that you are referring to is overcoming a certain struggle. So let's deal with one struggle at a time. And that's one common mistake, the comparison. And that's we usually experience when we see it in the social media. Yun kasi yung danger ng too much social media. Nakikita mo, ang tao, they're already moving forward. They're already doing well. Whereas mine, I am here. Parang medyo mabagal. But you will have your own moment. All of us, we will have our own shining moment. Remember that. And when it comes to healing, it's highly based on your own experience, based on your ability to cope, based on the kind of a struggle that you are dealing with, and based on what has been touched, okay, on your, let's say, psyche, okay? Kasi hindi naman lahat, para-pareho yung problema. Iba-iba yung spectrum. Meron yung sa low range, may isa high range. So, iba-iba rin yung pacing. Iba-iba rin yung kanilang healing process. So, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, bakit siya nakipag-break up sa boyfriend niya after 2 months, okay ba siya? Kaya ako parang taon na. Hindi pa ako Is there something wrong with me? Or functioning ka pa rin naman, okay? Only that maybe you have unsettled something in that relationship and it's time for you to break the pattern. So, meron kang hindi na-resolve doon sa problem niyo. So, we cannot definitely compare kung ano yung level of healing mo sa healing ko. Although we can do that, na pwede, let's say, sa counseling, si ma'am, discuss yung mamaya sa counseling. Sa counseling kasi, may kanya-kanya silang mga techniques, may kanya-kanya silang mga assignments, kung anong ibibigay sa mga students or kanilang mga clients. Ganon din kami sa mga students. We do not treat them na, kung sige nito, naka-recover na, ikaw, nasan ka pa? As much as possible, we will avoid it. We will ask what happened. Ano yung kanyang progress? So, the progress is really something on the part of the student. Kailangan tanungin mo kung ano yung nangyari sa'yo ngayon, itong araw na to, itong week na to.
Right.
Hindi yung i-compare mo sa iba.
That's right.
Kailangan siya mismo makakita, kahit pa paano nga, okay ako ngayong week na to, meron ako na-overcome, unlike last week. But hey, may time na magiging ka ulit, not okay.
Yeah.
Pwedeng ganon. Pwedeng may setbacks. Baka kasi isipin nila dapat linear. Non-linear ang recovery.
That's true.
Ang hirap.
Healing is not linear.
Yes.
It's different for everyone. It's really different. We cope differently. We cope with a lot of things. May healing come from, like, for example, a loss of someone or something that you thought you'd excel in, pero you failed. Iba-iba din talaga yung healing, and we cope with that differently. But I think one thing that also about healing is that it's so beautiful, but it's also very tough. Healing is very tough. So, what do you think is the basic steps to heal? Little steps.
Little steps. Actually, on our end, we have our tagline kasi sa guidance. Ever since I started with MU. Ang tagline kasi natin life's healing is a choice. Okay. So, kumbaga, parang, ang natin, we do heal. Okay. You have your counselors with you. You have your friends with you, your parents who will be supporting you at the same time. Pero, it will always be the choice of that person if they wanted to heal or not. Mabagal man siya o mabilis. So, parang, yun nga, iba-iba tayo ng perspective Iba-iba tayo ng ways on how we heal. So, dun sa part na yun, parang, for example, tawag dito, katulad ng sinabi ni Miss Lita, diba? Iba-iba tayo ng pagkatao. So, what we do, iba-iba yung techniques namin. Like, for example, pag sa counseling, if you're going to ask for assistance from us, we will be giving you that. Pero, hindi pare-pareho yung techniques na ibibigay namin sa inyo. Kumbaga, magkakaiba yun. It depends dun sa problem and it depends on the personality of that person. So, kumbaga, parang, yun nga, parang ang first step is for you to stand up and, kumbaga, parang choose to kill talaga. Kasi kapag hindi mo siya choice, parang I just want to sleep here, I'm not okay, hindi malalaman ng ibang tao na you will be needing help. At the same time, yung pag-reach out din kasi, they won't be, kumbaga, it won't be easy. Kumbaga. So, halimbawa, we try to ask, how are you? Ganyan. Tapos, ang sagot, I'm okay. Ang hirap, hirap niyang extract na, how okay? Bakit okay? Ano yung nangyayari talaga? So, paki-explain. So, yun, medyo dun siya mahirap. So, pero if your choice is to, of course, I want to heal, I want to be okay, yun na yung parang pinaka-biggest step na pwede mong gawin as a person for you to start yung healing na meron ka.
Is it true that an individual heals, or we just learn how to live with the pain?
Actually, depends. It depends. It depends pa rin. Kasi, meron, ako, personally, as a person, I experience a lot of pain before. Pero, kumbaga, right now, hindi ko na ma-feel yung pain na yung dati pa. Kumbaga, I was able to surpass that with the help of other things. Kumbaga, hindi ako nagstay dun sa pain na yun. So, I still remember what happened. Kung ano yung mga nangyayari, no? Kumbaga, kung ano yung struggle na yun. So, parang naisip.
The pain softens na.
Oo, pero yung pain, wala na. Kumbaga, parang,
maliit na lang siya na space sa palaking.
Technically, ano nga siya parang stepping stone for you to achieve something as well. Kumbaga, kung yun yung naging phase for me before, pwedeng siya yung stepping stone mo to be better right now. Kung nasaan ka ngayon, it's one way of helping yourself din na, kung hindi ko naranasan yun, I won't be here.
Yes.
Oo, hindi ako mabit.
And as much as we hate the idea of it, it does make us stronger. It makes us more resilient. When we face problems, more problems in the future, meron kang, like, you will look back on something and say, na-face ko nga yun, you know what, I can also do this. And yeah, I think I do agree with what you say, Puno. I think one of the biggest things that youth are facing right now also, or the problem, is feeling lonely. I mean, despite social media, despite everything. Because again, it's so hard to break that I'm okay. Because sometimes they get numb na parang, as I just have to survive this day. And that's it. So, what are your piece of message to the youth na feels na they're alone? And because ako, personally, I handle things spiritually. Every time I'm heartbroken, I always remember Psalm 34 verse 17, God is close to the brokenhearted. So every time I feel like, kung talaga kaya, Lord, this is like parang too much na, I always try to remember na I can't say na I feel alone, because God is the closest to me when I'm the most, when I'm alone. And so I think personally, spiritually talaga na parang, I'm so grateful na no matter how hard or how deep talaga ako bumabagsak, meron akong kasamang bumagsak. Meron din akong kasamang umangat. So, that's me personally, because everything I am, everything that's inside of me, God knows it talaga. Even the smallest of problems, nagsusumbong talaga ako kay Lord. But to the youth naman who handles it differently, what advice can you give na parang they really feel so lonely right now?
I have kids, 2 kids, and it's difficult kapag nandun na nandun ka. Nandun kayo sasabihin ko sa mga anak ko na para maramdaman
Yeah, may gap din kasi
Yeah.
Yung mother and
There's really a gap, but trying my best, our best, kami ng asawa ko na we meet halfway and we understand them. Medyo tapos na kami doon sa issue na ganito kami kasi noon, ini-stop na namin yung ganung language.
the culture.
Na dapat ganito kayo, no? Matuto kayo, hindi na namin sinasabi kasi hindi nila naiintindihan.
Iba na po.
Oo, hindi nila maiintindihan yon yung aspect na yun. So, what we're trying to do now is to understand their position. Nasaan ba sila? Kailangan natin itindihin. And then, ang kids kasi talaga, hindi mo talaga may blame na yung mata nila nasa screen na. And we make way na ilalabas namin sila, changing the environment. Kasi nakaka-depress yung nasa 4 walls ka lang eh.
That's so true.
Kahit sabihin mong lahat nakikita mo dahil sa internet, dahil sa social media. Iba pa rin yung with nature ka. You're doing something, may physical activity. Kaya sabi ko sa anak ko, kaya ka nananaba dahil ganyan, yung fats hindi gumagalaw. At ko, sorry sabi ko sa kanya kasi medyo sensitive, mga teenager. Pero ganyan talaga yan. So we need to go out para at least kahit pa paano ma-burn. Yung mga ganun sinasabi ko, Sir Richo.
Actually po ako, I attended a camp. It was a church camp. Tapos, required na ko nila yung phones namin for 3 days. Tapos sabi ko, my gosh. Sabi ko, oh my gosh, 3 days, Lord, wala ko. Sabi ko, mahal kita, Lord. Pero parang, Lord, Paano to?
Yun yung hiramdam ng mga bata kapag tinanggal mo lang yung phone.
Kasi we got too attached with. So, and parang our life kasi is now in social media. Our messages, school is in our phones, our messages, our money is in our phones. Everything is just one piece of device. Pero,
Hindi pwede yan, Raven, sa mga anak ko. It's the end of the world kapag tinanggal mo yung nila. Although, mayroong mga, let's say, 30 minutes, 1 hour, subtle, like, magbugas ka ng pinggan. So, yan yung time na wala talaga sila sa screen. Pero my gosh, nandun pa rin yung cellphone niya, isasabit niya o kaya yung kanyang iPad. Sabi ko, wala talaga. Kakain. Tayo muna. Nandun pa rin, nakasingit, nagmi-music. Ayan. So, sabi ko, kailangan ilabas sila. And
that's true. Alam mo, so happy that I attended that camp. Kasi usually naman talaga pag church camp, kinukuha talaga yung phones namin. Pero parang, ito na lang kasi here sa Manila na kinuha o na wala akong phone. So I was like, oh my gosh, Lord, paano na to, Lord? Lord! Parang dito na. But you know what? After the 3 days, I was so happy. I got to know God's heart more. And I was able to reflect on my feelings. And it's not just like feelings of self-pity na parang, kawawa naman ako. It was more of a feeling na parang, I was secured. I was secured with God. And with those 3 days na wala akong phone, well, because rin sa mga activities na nangyari sa camp,
occupied ka.
Na-occupied din ako. But I was able to discover so much of myself. I was able to, sabi ko, okay rin pala ako physically. Sabi ko dati, hindi ako sporty. Well, hindi pa rin naman talaga. Pero okay naman pala. Kaya ko naman pala tumakbo and everything. And yeah, I think that makes a whole lot of difference, and it really made me realize a lot of things. But again, going back to healing, that was one of, I think medyo naging struggle na rin po siya. Kaya nga, 'di ba, sabi nila, if you're going through something, maybe stay away from social media first. Pero kayo po, when you what's your favorite escape from social media? Na maybe also our viewers can take note of. Take note of this gumagana. Take note of.
In ng ngayon, ng marathon, but I have been to running since the Apple. Every Monday, Friday, and Sunday, pag walang ulan na nagko-commit kami sa gano'n, with my husband. And we're planning to do marathon outside the country.
Wow! Sorry.
Ganun kasi niya siya. Sorry, napashare konti.
Super, Miss International. Sovereign Miss International. Yeah, amen. Kayo po, Miss Pao.
Actually, dalawa yun. Actually, ang isa ko talaga, I love going out din. I love traveling talaga. So, during the time na magta-travel ka, magpe-picture ako sa umpisa. Pero after that, I'm just going to enjoy kung ano yung ginagawa ko, kung nasang place ako. Kumbaga parang, mas okay kasi siya na makikita mo siya personally kesa yung sa phone mo siya makikita na pictures. Kasi nakikita mo naman na siya sa picture eh. So, what's best is you enjoy kapag habang nandun ka. Another one is, I love dogs. I have, ngayon, 11 na siya eh. Dumami na siya. I have 11 dogs na. So, right now,
you love animals also. You don't just love people, you also love animals. So, sobra. As in, we love a loving queen.
People lover, animal lover.
Lover, sobrang dami kong dogs. So, ang pinaka-ano ko talaga, actually, pagkasama ko yung pets ko, bitaw phone yan talaga. As in, hindi ko siya hawak. So, sila lang yung ko, as in, yung presence nila and all. Minsan nga parang kapag lalapit sila, didila lang yan, magkukulitan yan sa harap ko. Hindi ko na kailangan ng phone. Kasi masaya ako na nakikita ko sila, masaya ako na kasama ko sila. Kasi they have their own room. So dun sa part na yun, talagang lalaro lang kami, ganyan. Although minsan may music na sounds and all, pero dun sa part na yun, parang yun yung pampahig din nila. Kasi kapag nakipagkulitan ka sa kanila, as in talagang masaya rin, kita mo. So yung part pa lang na yun, it makes me happy, as in sobra. So, they are really the gem of my life doon, aside from the people around me, of course. So, yun, sobrang laking tulong nila when it comes to healing. Kapag gumiiyak ako, lalapit yung isa, tapos kikis lang siyang ganyan, tapos makikiliti na ako, okay na ako ulit. Yung mga ganun, nawawala talaga siya as in.
Pahiram na isa. 11 ang dami.
Bago lang yung pang 11. Actually, kabibigay lang last week. Wala lang ako nagawa.
That's so nice. Another question. Do you have a personal affirmation with yourself? Again, when things get tough, na parang, or sometimes, okay, parang hindi naman tough. Let's just say na, parang nakaka-drain minsan. Do you have a personal affirmation? Do you have something that you tell yourself? O parang wala lang, Kebs lang. Do you have something, Bo?
Sa akin kasi, before, share ko lang yung backstory nung ano na yun. I have this student, architecture student, siya na peer din, member ng peer ko. Tapos, I was going to take my board exam ng guidance. Tapos, 2015 yun around 2015. Kabado-kabado ko kasi sabi ko baka hindi ko magpasa. Yung mga ganon, yung usual jitters kapag boards. Tapos, kachat ko yung bata na yun. Tapos, ang sabi niya sa akin, kaya mo yan ma, si Annabel kay. Ganun doon ako. So, parang, sa simula nun, lagi ko na siyang kapag hindi ako, okay, ganyan-ganyan. Kaya mo na si Annabel kay. So, parang ever since that time, yun na yung naging personal affirmation ko.
That's so nice.
Oo, kasi kakaiba yung pangalan ko. So, parang pa lang talaga na directly siya sa'yo. So, it came from another person pa rin, pero still, it gave a lot of impact on my end. Talaga.
This character appear Annabelle.
Si Hannibal kay. Parang ganun eh. So,
Saya mo kahit ano eh.
You're you.
yeah. So, ever since kapag medyo hirap ako, yung nawawala ako, hindi kaya ko to, si Hannibal ako. Din na, hanggang ngayon, kasama ko pa rin yung bata na yun. So, architect na siya. And it's really, I don't know, fulfilling dun. And thankful ako dun sa tao na yun kasi she was able to lift me up in the long run nung time na talagang nagkakaroon ako ng doubt sa sarili po days.
How about you po, Marita?
I think because of aging, it's 60. Parang meron akong dapat patunayan. I think I was able to prove that I'm capable of doing that. And this, what I'm thinking right now is how to give back to the generation. O yun yung focus ko kasi I'm done, I'm okay. What is next? Yun kasi. So tama na yung mga kung ano pasikat-pasikat. So, kailangan mag-contribute.
I love it. It's giving national hero. I love it. And just bouncing off to what you said, Miss Annabelle, I love that saying because I remember when my mom was still alive, she used to tell me na parang, and this is something like I always tell myself, it'll pass. Okay lang yan. You'll be okay. If you're sad, you'll be okay. It'll pass.
Sabi ko.
Oh, it'll pass. And parang dati, parang nainis ako, can't you see I'm sad? Parang nagdudraman ako sa oso. Can't you see I'm sad? Can't you see I'm struggling? Pero sabi ko parang ano naman ito. Pero si mama talaga, she's like, it'll pass. And now, as I grow up, that's how I tell myself when things get a little not steady, parang it's okay. You'll be okay. When things get tough, you'll be okay, or even you'll be okay. And I think having personal affirmations with yourself, no matter how simple it can be, pwedeng, hey, gorgeous, how are you? Fair. It can really help you. It can really help you because that's gonna be like your personal reminder na you'll be okay. Whatever happens, you'll be okay because you have yourself. Befriending yourself is also very important, no? To befriending yourself. Kasi sometimes when we compare ourselves to others, parang nagiging enemy na rin natin yung sarili natin.
Oo, kasi kapag hindi niya nami-meet yung standards mo na nakikita mo sa iba, it's going to be a struggle inside you. Ba't hindi, yun, katulad ng napag-usapan natin kanina, it's more of, ba't hindi ako ganun, ba't hindi ganyan? So, imbes na mahalin mo siya ng sobra, mas lalo mo siyang parang sabihin na natin, minsan nade-despise mo pa na bakit hindi mo kayang gawin yung ganito na nagagawa ng iba. So, it's better na you focus on yourself. Kumbaga, talaga, self-love and self-care should always be there. Para at least, tawag dito, you can do more things than yung ina-expect mo na kaya mo pa siyang gawin.
Yeah, that's so nice.
Yeah.
And if you have one advice to everyone who's listening right now, to the students, the teachers, the faculty, to everyone about mental well-being and how they should protect it and think na it's valid, what would that be advice? What advice would that be?
Sa yung bahog ko.
Sige, me muna? Or okay, sige. Para you guys have to think. Actually, hindi ko na po nasibing ko. Pero, okay. My advice, thank you so much for that wonderful question. Just kidding. Just kidding. Sige po kayo muna. Sige. Okay. My advice to everyone, para mo naman taga-credible.
Based on your experience.
Based on my experience as Gen Z, you guys are never alone. I mean, I think it's our struggle talaga as teenagers. Hindi ba ako teenager? 20 na ko. I think it's our struggle talaga na parang we feel lonely most of the time. We feel like there's no one. Especially with me, I lost my parents already, both my mom and dad. And I lost my mom this year, actually, early April. Yeah. And parang I felt na parang, oh my gosh, hala, I'm alone na talaga in this life. Parang there's like those feelings na parang ano na ako, those self-pity. And although those feelings are really valid, it will help you to move forward. Maybe not move on, but just to move forward. You have to understand that you are really never alone. And I know that you hear this oftentimes sa mga tao na, oh, you're never alone, it's okay. But take it from me, I really mean it. You're never alone. Whether or not you believe there is a God or whether or not you hate yourself, you should really believe na whatever happens, you're never alone. You always have someone who is willing to listen to you. And if you feel like you need to go for help, they are really open. And before you think of something that can end the race of what we call life, you should appreciate yourself more. Befriend mo talaga sarili mo and give yourself more credits because you have overcome a lot of things. Personally, I believe life is a race, but not in the sense na you have to compete or you have to be better than someone. Life is a race in the sense na we are all gonna end the race eventually. We're all gonna end it. And once you end it, you're not gonna remember the people who you are with running the race. She has a car, she has a house, she has her parents with her, she has everything, she has more friends. What you're gonna feel is are you fulfilled? Do you think that you finished your race well? Because if that's your answer, then you won in life. But if you feel like, parang you've spent your life na parang hating yourself, hating your situation, hating everything that's happening, you're being unfair with yourself. And you should give yourself more credits for that because you're fearfully and wonderfully made by God. And I love you so much. Whoever is listening, I love you. You should love yourself more too. May that be giving yourself permission to cry, permission to apologize to yourself, permission to make mistakes, permission to embarrass yourself in front of other people. Whatever it may be, know that you have yourself. At the end of the day, be friend with yourself, give yourself more credits, and know that there will come a time, there's season for everything. There will come a time that it will be your season. It may not be your season right now, pero kasi even in the Bible, it says na there's a proper season for everything. Siguro ngayon you feel like, batong buhay na to. Parang di ko na kaya, Lord. I'm struggling with everything. I'm struggling financially. I'm struggling with family. I'm struggling with friends, with relationship. Pero kasi, sorry, ang dami ko ng Bible verses, but the pain that you're feeling right now cannot be compared to the joy that's coming. So there will be your season. And once your season come, and I swear, I promise you, once your season come, you will go back to this podcast and thank me. Because your season will come, the season of winning, the season of being happy. And once you achieve that season, pag napunta ka na dun, you will thank yourself for finishing the race. So, keep on moving, girl. Be gorgeous like me.
Yeah.
So, yun. Okay, kakaisip ka mo kayo.
Actually, parang sinabi.
Copy-paste.
Yeah, copy-paste na lang kami.
So, yun po. Wala na po akong masabi. Thank you so much. And you? Kayo po, a piece of advice to everyone.
Siguro on my end, I'll just add na lang dun sa sinabi mo kasi it's really, complete na siya. Oo, complete package na. I'll just add na lang na since, yun nga, they are not really alone. So, if ever that you feel alone, there is always, people who are willing to help you. Kumbaga, we are here to help you, to guide you, to assist you in any way we can. And of course, yun, wag kang matakot humingi ng tulong. Siguro yun yung isa. Kasi yun yung usual na concern ngayon.
You're not vulnerable.
Yeah.
You're not weak.
Yes. Oo. Kapag nag-ask ka ng tulong, actually, it's one of the strongest or sabihin na natin strongest ways on how you can actually help yourself if you're going to ask someone to help you as well. So, pinakamaganda doon kapag feeling mo ay hindi ka na okay. So, yun, okay lang na humingi ng tulong. At syempre, of course, the next things will follow as well. Doon, mas mararamdaman mo na, ay, okay, kaya ko pala talaga in the long run.
Yeah, I agree. I think, iko-connect ko na lang doon yung aking advice din. Self-care. Always practice self-care. Protect yourself. Surround yourself with the good people. And then, pag may problema, nandito kami, kaya na kami dati. Actually, pinag-aralan namin yan. Dalubhasa kami para tulungan kayo.
Saviors.
Practice mental hygiene. Kasi ayaw din naman namin na akbo kayo ng takbo sa amin. We want also the Gen Zs, the generation, those who are struggling to be self-reliant, to be self-independent. So we equip you, okay, with abilities, okay, with skills, okay, to heal, right, to move forward. And then, kapag na-master mo na, then you can go back and say na, okay ka na.
That was beautiful. you can go back and say, okay ka na.
Yes.
You can heal, you can move forward, all at your own pace,
Yeah.
at your own timing, in your own way.
Yun ang goal natin. Yeah. Kailangan maging self-independent pa self-independent. Yun na po.
Yeah, self-independent. That's so nice. Thank you so much po, Ma'am Rita and Ma'am Belle, for being here in the podcast. We've learned so much. We've learned about how to handle situations that can trigger mental health, how to heal, how to grow, how to not be reliant on AIs.
Yes.
We learn about so many things, and wala kasi akong notes today, pero I think nasa utak ko naman. I'll just replay. But yeah, thank you so much, Paul. We are so happy and honored, and I am so blessed to hear from the both of you. Your life is truly a blessing to all of us. Not just you, but also the practitioners of the advocates of mental health, because you keep us sane. So thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for your life. I'm sure God is also very blessed with your life po. And again, to those who are listening, if ever you feel like you need help, here's the help. Here's the help. Please don't hesitate to go to them, to come to them. They love people. Yeah. They love animals. They love everything. They love you guys. We love you. So whatever you're feeling, it's okay. And there are people who will understand you. And people who are professionals in that field, who already studied what we are feeling. So you'll be in good hands. So thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you being here. Once again, I'm your very cute host, Raven, and this is NU 1900s, the podcast.